Hello, recording. Welcome back to another episode of The Squawh'd.
The Squawh'd. The Squawh'd. Sorry. I had like a full-on geek out moment after like that session. I loved it so much.
Does anyone want to give us a recap of last session, or perhaps just go a little bit into detail on what we did and what happened? Oh, shall I roll a dice and find out?
Can you give me a starting point?
I could.
Hold on. Okay, we did the Meyer thing. Okay, hold on. And then after the Meyer thing, yes, we didn't get a long rest after the Meyer thing. And we were like, okay, time to long rest. And then DM was like, well, maybe not.
Are you
and
sure
we're like,
about
okay.
that?
So we're like, okay, we're going to head into town and we're going to get a nice long nap. And so after we did the Meyer thing, we noticed that like the crystal kind of released some dark, shadowy awfulness. We're like, I hope that doesn't, bite us in the ass. Cue 20 minutes later, and we're walking towards town, and then a undead beholder just like smashes into the scene, and we kind of killed it like no probs. I was really surprised. And we were like, okay, that's scary, and unfortunate. And so we continued all the way to town. We had a nice long not rest, because then we were attacked by a celestial emissary of the Flamebringer, who was after Eileen for stealing the ring, which she genuinely didn't think anything would happen, but it did, and she's like, shit, you can have it back, and the thing didn't want it. Or the Celestial didn't want it. There was maybe a potential for some persuasion, but then Eileen's patron reached out and was like, hey, you want me to take care of this? And she's like, yes, please. I'm about dead. Like, I was really close. I was at like 4 HP or something. It was ridiculous. And then it swooped away. Eileen was very relieved. And then Shanaria went into like a deep trance to basically find out like, hey gods, like what's up? Like how's it going with this whole like Eileen situation? And so Shanaria kind of dipped, went on God Twitter basically, was scanning like the Reddit forums and like was really just reaching out to the communities, find out what was going on. And in the meantime, Eileen just wanted to like sleep, and then got like a mom rant from Miara about
deservedly.
I mean, it was fair, entirely fair. And Eileen was just like, well, it didn't think it would be a problem. Miara rant, yeah. Miara rant. That's better, yeah. And then I feel like Miara kind of won that talk, even though Eileen probably thought that she did. And then they slept. I think Miara was still pretty ticked in the morning and went downstairs to go talk to the innkeep. Shanaria woke up, basically said that, you're kind of off the hook temporarily while the justice system, like, works through its bureaucracy. But until then, like, you'll be fine. But after then, it's a 50-50. Like, you don't really know if they're gonna come, like, crashing down for divine vengeance or whatever. And it's like, cool. Love that. Love having all the gods hate me. And so, then we all went downstairs and we saved the poor innkeep, who became even more distraught at the realization of having lost, like, months of his life. I believe it was a he. I can't remember.
Yes, he.
Okay. And then after Miara was very gently, very calmly, as she does, like working him through it, he was just like, well, shit, what about everybody else? And it's like, well, sorry, dude, we have to dip. But good luck with that. And he's just like, you should have just left me frozen, dude. And he just kind of went into like a depression. We teleported halfway across the world, and we went to that place in the desert.
It's Wellspring.
Wellspring. And we realized that there was like too many people wearing armor and stuff, and we're like, it's probably the, creepy Galdera smoke. And so we talked to the captain of the guard, and then realized that we didn't know the captain of the guard, and then basically just told us that a bunch of undead are attacking the area, and it's like, cool. And then Miara whipped out like this super, super cool spell that broke all of the DM's plans, which was to transform us all into eagles and avoid all of the really cool jungles and stuff, and make a beeline towards the Witch Grove to the east. And so we flew for one day and realized that we could communicate as eagles, and we squaw'd, and we became the Squawh'd.
Yeah.
And then second day, we flew over the creepy manor in the Highlands. Eileen had a panic attack. We landed for the night. We had a really nice chat in the woods, aka Eileen was having a panic attack and then cried and then told Miara a lot of things about growing up in that house with Alec, and it was not a good time because, the cults and grooming and stuff, and it's not good. It's
brainwashing, etc., etc.
Brainwashing, etc., etc. It's not great. And then they kind of finished off on like a high note of like, let's fuck shit up and have fun. Well, maybe not have fun with it, but let's just fuck some shit up, and that's where we're at.
Sweet. Jesse, you'll get inspiration for this session.
Thanks. That was a long-winded one. I apologize.
That was good.
But
that was a good one. No, that was good.
Important details, I think.
Yes. Now, I believe this is not a meme intended for meme inspiration. Yeah, but you're free to correct me. The one that was posted here.
Was it posted in general?
It's in D&D memes.
In D&D memes. The one they posted yesterday. So this is where I'd put my happy backstory. If I had one!
I'm gonna give the meme to Miara, because Miara will remember that really did kill me. And I got the meme inspiration, or the retelling inspiration. But I do think it's funny that like every D&D character ever never has a happy backstory, and it makes my life.
It's boring if you have a happy backstory.
It also doesn't make sense if you have a happy backstory. What happy, sane person goes, I want to go fight a dragon?
I know, right?
No.
Very well. And even if you're happy, you like got a missing parent somewhere or something. Anyway, we'll say Jesse and Abby have inspiration for the session.
No, Abby can just have it.
No, you got one for recap. Abby got one for memes. We find ourselves in the evening as you both arrive back at the camp with Arwen and Shanaria. And it's soon coming to a realization that it has still been monochromatic for quite a few days now, except for red. And it feels very strange. But nonetheless, you are, I think, 1.5 days away from your supposed destination on the map. What do you want to do?
I mean, it's still like the middle of the night. We should probably sleep.
Sleep would be a very good idea. I don't know if Eileen will be able to sleep all that well, so she'll take a watch.
Yeah, it's also... I just saw the freaking... Give Miara rant. Miara will also take a watch.
Okay.
I guess I'll just stare at them while they take watches, because I don't sleep very long.
Hey, you could also take a watch.
You can.
I suppose.
Shanaria is sleeping.
Yeah.
She did not sleep last night, and she is... Oh, wait, no, that was 3 nights ago. Actually, never mind.
That's what I heard.
God Twitter is really exhausting.
God Twitter is exhausting. She needs 3 nights of rest to recuperate.
Yeah. Fair.
As you people sort of keep watch, roll a perception check for me.
Perception.
Not that anything will evade Miara's passive, but, might as well, just for the funsies.
Oh, I don't have advantage.
You got 35.
Just for the funsies.
25.
Casual.
Not getting anything past these 3.
I rolled a 19, so I got a 35.
That is incredible.
Jesus.
What do I even say here? You all are watching, looking out into sort of the darkness, and you almost think that you see like a shadow or something move in the trees that you see beyond you. But perhaps it was just some leaves or something. Even with a 35, you don't really see exactly what it was.
Concerning if we don't know at 35.
It's more so that's as much information you get with a pass.
That's fair. I'm just gonna stand up, and then I'm gonna take a step back, and then I'm going to disappear because I'm gone. You can't see me.
Okay. She just goes invisible, and you don't know where she's gone.
Invisibility, why one weakness?
I've become one with the shadows.
What would you like to... Are you doing something, Eileen? When you're invisible, or just going invisible for the fun of it?
I suppose I'll kind of sneak in that direction.
Okay.
And then intermittently keep just stopping behind a tree, and because I think my ability just lets me be invisible as long as I'm not moving. So it's invisible, sneak, 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 invisible, sneak, 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 sneak.
Now, what is your stealth modifier for me?
15.
15? Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Okay. You sneak over in that direction, sort of carrying over your 31 perception check. You notice nothing.
Okay. No, not even movements or sound or anything.
No movements, no sound. It seems like something that you may have seen before is just one or something.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak back. I'll appear behind Arwen. Hey, I didn't see anything over there.
She does the oh fuck reaction.
Hey, Janet.
Why would you do that?
Because I can.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Well, regardless, I didn't see anything out there, and I feel like I have pretty good vision in the dark, so I don't know what's out there. But you all saw it, right?
I certainly saw a shadow, yes.
Any ideas?
Even with my eyes as sharp as they were, I couldn't see anything other than a shadow.
How close are we to the grove?
Can't be more than a day's travel away.
I'm not really sure what to do. I don't necessarily want to sleep with something that I don't know wandering about.
Well, so long as we're careful and keep watch, rest would be rather important.
Do we have any way of, warding the area?
I don't have anything myself. I'd only have a spell that could assist in that if I had time to rest and ready myself for it, but with what I have now, not that I do.
I'm gonna, pick up a rock and, throw it as hard as I can into the forest and see if I, hear anything happen.
You throw it into the forest. And this is sort of like a hilly area. Got lots of mountainsides and such. You throw a rock, and you hear it sort of plummet down a cliffside for a little while, and then you hear it stop.
I didn't see any, shadow movement or anything like that.
No.
All right. I guess we just kind of continue our watch and get some sleep and hope that it doesn't attack us. Whatever it is.
So long as we keep watch, I think we'll be fine.
As long as you keep watch.
Just like this tiny little smile.
This is really creepy music, and I don't know if it was intentional, but I love it.
No, definitely not. It's on shuffle. It's fate.
I guess Eileen's done prodding at the situation, but I will continue watching and or sleeping depending on what my turn is.
Okay. As the evening sort of progresses, as you all sort of take a bit of rest, Miara, you suddenly notice that there are footsteps in front of you, like imprints in the ground that you didn't see before.
Nope.
She's immediately looking over sharply at Arwen. Arwen? And she's gonna tilt her head towards the when you jerk your head towards something look. She's gonna do that towards the footsteps.
Oh. Those weren't there before, were they?
No, they certainly weren't.
Fuck. Well. I don't know. What are you gonna do about it?
Has anything else in the camp changed, or is it just these footsteps? And she's gonna look around.
You look around with your keen eyes. You notice everything else seems to be in place as it was. Or is. There doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Your companions look fine, nothing's changed with them.
Okay. Not the battle music!
Suddenly, you are
to be fair, they are kind of letting us... They're kind of letting us know that they're here by leaving traces.
Yes, I was about to
or
say,
they're just
very
dumb.
clearly they know we're here, but they don't seem to be acting on that yet. Although this music makes me think that's not going to be the case for long.
So
do you think we should just
go?
Do you think we should just go find it? Whatever it is?
I'm not sure we'd be able to find it that easily. Look, do we see these footsteps walking off into the woods?
It's very strange. You just see like two next to each other as if something was standing there.
Oh.
There's no trail or anything.
This is so spoopy.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
There's nothing really to follow, unfortunately. I don't know how easy it would be, other than staying on your guard.
Okay. Guess we'll just chill?
Okay. For the rest of the evening, you experience no more curiosities, I'll call them. No footsteps, no sounds, no shadows. And it is the morning. You rise quite well rested. Well, as well rested as you can be.
Yo, that was weird last night.
And are the footprints still there in the morning?
If you did nothing to disturb them, they are still there, yes.
Demiara is gonna notice Eileen wake up and then gesture to the two footsteps in front of her.
Did someone visit and you didn't tell me?
No, I turned my gaze towards where these are. They were suddenly here.
It's almost as if someone just kind of teleported in and just teleported out.
It is indeed. Either that, or there's some way that they were avoiding leaving footsteps, but they intentionally left them here so that we would know that they were here.
Well, that's a lot of fun. I don't like being on the receiving end of people watching me. It's unsettling. Maybe it would be best just to get out of here. We're still a bit close to, the mountains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've gotten our long rest, yes?
Yes, you have.
Out of character? Okay. Well, I can cast the spell to allow us to fly the rest of the way there.
It's only one more trip?
It's only one more day.
No, sorry. It's one more and half a day.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I'll pull up my map. I'm gonna look at my map. Do I see any blips around us?
Any blips around you? You see one of them in the far off edge of the map. That is the witch.
Yes.
Meyer and crew are still gathered together next to one another.
Next to the pin-ish?
Yep.
Okay.
You notice Accountability has moved from her position. Used to be around the sort of big ocean.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to have begun moving south. And you realize all the other pillars are sort of also, if you sort of track their movements, it seems like they're all sort of moving south-ish to the same area.
The one area where we didn't fuck up the ritual.
That's a good point. That's not good. were the non-blue pins the ritual sites, I think?
Mm-hmm.
They were, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is another ritual site. Okay.
What's a good icon for ritual site? Ghost.
Goose?
That's good. I like the
But
ghost.
also ghost. Ghost, I think you said ghost.
Yeah, so accountability has begun sort of like moving in this direction here. Oh, she would have been from here, so
Okay.
like that way.
Okay. That's wonderful. So it looks like your old friend accountability and all of the other pillars are working towards probably this general region. If I had to guess, probably the other ritual site where Meyer and Bladewalker are hanging out. So that's fun. If only we had like a really big bomb and we could just wait until everyone was there and just blow them up.
Flashbacks to Reggie's mom.
If only we knew someone who knew how to make a bomb. Like a really big one. Like an artificer.
Guess we don't.
Perhaps if we go to the Grove and we take out the witch, it might be a good idea to just hightail it out of here. This is getting to be a very dangerous place.
Nobody's saying anything.
I know, I'm all alone.
Oh.
Forever alone.
I have food. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm also munching on a burrito. It's all good.
I don't know. Let's just go. We're traveling, and I don't know. Spooky things are happening, and we're like just accepting it at this point because it's all spooky.
It's really hard to do anything with all the spooks because there's so many.
It'll get better soon.
We just have to stay on track.
Oh, if the DM says it's get better soon, it's gonna be bad. Hey, darn.
I've already been lied to once by the DM. It will not happen again.
Hey, I gave you guys an early level up last session for free. Don't forget that.
It was really nice.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Don't forget that.
I will never forget that. I feel like we just need to get to the Grove.
Skip it all. Let's go.
Okay. You squad up and fly for a day. Soaring over the highlands, mountains, uncharted territory. Supposedly. Not a lot of people have been back here to map this entire area out, which, logically speaking, is probably why the Mark of the Crow is operating here, or perhaps it's the Mark of the Crow that stopped people from coming to this area. One of the two. You soar and soar, and eventually you feel like you're getting really close. Not because of the map, but also you feel sort of this strange energy emanating from the area. It doesn't feel like hostile or anything. It just sort of feels like there's some sort of presence, like an aura of some sort. You can just kind of sense it. However, your second to last day of travel goes relatively well. And by relatively well, you did not encounter any baddies, did not see any crow people, did not have any trauma, etc., etc.
Great.
A perfect day.
Perfect day, really, ideally. One of the best days that you could have had in these times.
Woo.
For you, at
The
least.
calm before the storm.
Who is to say what other atrocities are happening outside in the other world, in other parts of the world?
The places that you are not at.
But that is not for you to worry about, as you have a mission. You descend to the ground again, and not just Miara this time, you all sort of notice a light layer of fog sort of covering the floor. It just goes up to your ankles.
I have a feeling that this is not natural, but perhaps that's just obvious.
Are we in like a forest or something?
It's like a foresty mountain, I suppose you could say, yeah.
Okay.
Is the fog reminiscent to the fog back home for me?
A little bit. I mean, fog is fog wherever you go, really. But, it's something about this sort of makes your heart uneasy kind of deal. This whole area just has this weird feeling to it.
Does Shanaria have detect magic?
Shanaria has... Let me see. What level spell is that? Is it second level? First level?
I think it's first.
No, she doesn't.
I thought one of us did.
Had which spell?
Not today, but she can learn it tomorrow if you want to.
Oh,
if you want her to. Yeah.
Detect magic.
Learn it tomorrow.
Oh, detect magic?
Dispel magic is the one she's used a lot.
I have once a day, and I guess technically I could use it more. Detect magic, just by innately being a furbog.
That's maybe what I was thinking of. I knew one of us had like some form of like detect magic. Perhaps it would be a good idea to pop that spell. Or, I mean, we could wait a bit in case we seem to hear or see anything in the fog.
It doesn't hurt to determine if this fog is more of a threat than it seems. I will use my innate version of detect magic with the possibility of using it later.
You cast detect magic, and the world sort of opens up to the magical presence of everything, which is to say, everything that you see, including the fog, including the plants, the trees, everything seems to be magical.
Ooh.
Miara just like murmurs the spell under her breath, and there's this orb of magic, and then suddenly her eyes just go like, "Oh!" She looks around. It is not just the fog. Everything around us is magical right now.
Everything is in the trees, the grass, the fog.
Everything.
Everything. Cool. Cool. Anything dangerous that you can tell?
Am I able to detect a school, or is it just magic?
I don't think so. No, there's no school of magic.
Okay. There's nothing directly to determine. It is just magic.
Right. I mean, that gives me some small degree of comfort, as it's not directly a spell or something that we need to worry about. But the area is covered in magic, so there's definitely something going on here. I'm also just gonna like take another peek at the map to see if the witch has moved anywhere.
Witch has not moved.
Okay, same spot. Got it.
As you sort of...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you go.
No, go.
No, you go. You were going to say something.
I was just gonna say, I forget. What is it? Oh, I was just gonna say. So, should we just move towards the grove, and just keep an eye out for any sort of dangers as we go?
We should definitely be keeping an eye out for dangers. There's a monster that guards her domain.
Do we know anything about that?
Only that people that see it often forget it when they leave.
Oh, fantastic. That's right. Hell, just remembering it, I forgot. Cool.
So, roll an intelligence check, Miara.
Okay.
Sorry.
Uh-oh, did I forget some detail that I have in my thing? Hold on. I'll roll an intelligence check, but I'm also going to look at my notes. 15. Let's see.
Last night, you suddenly saw footsteps appear out of nowhere.
Oh my god. Fuck me, bro.
She's just going to suddenly pause. And her expression's just going to drop.
What?
I suddenly turned last night. Footprints.
Oh, shit. You forgot it. We forgot it. We saw it and forgot it.
Seems like it. But those footprints were long.
Recalling the footprints, they just looked like people footprints, right?
They looked like humanoid footprints.
Okay. Can I scan my memory, history, nature, whatever you think, to try and think of like any sort of creature that looks like a humanoid, and causes amnesia?
You don't even have to roll. I don't think you would know of anything similar to that. It's the first time you've ever heard of something that has this ability.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think we need to... Shit. We need to have some sort of backup plan, right? If we happen to see it, if it leaves, we're going to forget it. So we need to write down whatever we saw and see if that works. Or we have to do something that will jog our memory, or at least give us some clue as to what it is.
That is a good idea.
I'm also worried that the guy that wrote the journal that kind of told us about Red Eye and the creature and stuff, his name was missing. And I wonder if that's somehow tied to the creature. And if we try to write anything down, if it'll just kind of do the same thing. But we need to try it, I think.
Only his name was missing, not the rest of it.
That's true. Maybe he is the creature.
I had that thought as well. Especially since it's very much humanoid footsteps.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the Mark of the Crow did something to him, or something that altered him, you know? It's not beyond their purview. Does anybody have like a little notebook?
I do. Wait, no.
Perfect.
Pulls out Peyton's journal.
Oh. Oh no. The quest that we'd never investigated.
Peyton's journal?
All the way from back in like one of the
Way
early...
back when.
Yeah, Reggie had that.
Oh my god. I don't even remember this.
It was from the like Flames Grace Tower.
Yeah.
It?
Oh my
had
god.
A picture of a halfling in it.
Oh my god, that's right.
I'm not even looking at his sheet. I was just so invested in that, but we just never did anything with it.
Mhm.
That's great.
Perfect. Okay. Now, here's the deal. If you see something, I don't want you to do anything. I want you to write down what you see. Describe it in detail.
Black shadowy woman. Sorry, that sounded bad. Shadowy woman. Telling me to do things.
Not me. Not the creature. That will be some random person. Anything other than what we are doing.
Okay.
All right.
She kind of like gives a half-hearted nod, like I totally understand the object. But
as detailed as you can get.
Okay.
And
not a very detail-oriented person, Eileen.
I mean, I could take it.
No, it's fine.
I have confidence that you'll do great.
Yeah, I will.
Just believe that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Eileen gives kind of like a half-confident, like, I hope you could do it.
Watch me.
This might be a lot harder than we thought. Okay. Should we move forward?
That is the only true direction to go.
I think we're as prepared as we possibly can be, unfortunately. I wish we were more prepared, but we can't even remember what it was, so... Alright. I guess I'll lead the way. I'll just start walking towards the grove.
Miara will follow close behind.
Miara, as you're walking, you notice a shadow begin to appear above Eileen.
Like it's just staying there steadily appearing?
Yeah. It's following her as she walks.
Oh boy.
Miara's eyes go widen slightly. Eileen?
Yes?
Are you alright?
I'm feeling fine. Why?
Stop moving a moment.
I stop immediately. What's wrong?
There's a bug on your shoulder.
What's going on?
There's a bump on your shoulder? Oh god!
Is it a spider?
No, it is a shadow.
I look around and then I look up.
Wait, stop. I need to write this down.
Write it down, write it down!
Shadow over Eileen.
As you
hold on. Write this down.
Look around, who realistically would have blinked in the last couple seconds?
Oh my god, I think we need to roll for that. There's no way.
I think Miara with like all of just like the hair hanging in front of her face and everything, and the fact that she immediately sees something concerning over her friend would probably be doing her very best not to blink.
Okay.
She would just be dead staring it. But I also understand if you make me a con save.
Yeah, I'll call this a Constitution saving throw. For
okay, that's
if
fair.
you blink.
Focused.
I'm not doing this at advantage because this is a blink.
A blink saving throw.
A blink saving throw, yeah.
Yeah, the person that's writing it down rolled well.
Eileen, you look up. You see nothing as you sort of turn back to Miara a little bit confused.
Were you just running a gag?
Is it still there?
You find it still there.
You are telling me you can't see that.
Is it still there? I look up. I don't see it.
You don't see it.
Arwen, can you see it?
Yeah.
Does Arwen actually see it?
Are you writing in your... Are you looking at your journal while you're writing it, or are you looking at Eileen?
Well, I kind of got to do both simultaneously because I got to describe accurately what's happening.
Okay. Every time you go to look down at your journal, you kind of like forget what you're trying to describe. So you look back again.
Oh my god.
Really, I'm
you're
forgetting.
like, oh yeah, that's right. And then you look back again and like, what was I writing about again?
Arwen,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to describe what I'm seeing, and you're going to write it.
Okay.
And then she's gonna very quickly describe what she's looking at.
You see the shadow sort of like twisting and turning above Eileen. You suddenly see like a very sinister sort of almost like smirk appear within the shadow.
Oh, she definitely describes a smirk real quick.
Almost like, I don't know if you know Haunter the Pokemon, but it's kind of like sort of like that.
Oh, it's like Haunter. That's a good smirk. I like that one.
I don't like it. But it just sits there smirking at her.
You have the observant feat, right?
I might have just
you do.
I rolled 20. I believe I have the observant. Yes, I did. Okay. I will reopen.
Yeah. So you can read lips.
Yes.
You see its smirk begin to sort of like speak, but not like verbally. It's just sort of silently. And it says, "Why are you here?"
As they mouth the words, I imagine Miara, when she's not focusing on being silent, whenever she's lip reading, she does just kind of like mouth to herself, trying to figure out the mouth there. And it's just, it asked why we are here.
It's talking to you?
Well, not audibly. I can read people's mouths when they speak. We are here to seek the witch.
For what reason?
We were told about her by a companion of ours.
For what reason do you seek the witch?
There is a certain herb in her garden that I have interest in.
Which is technically the truth. So you're free to roll a persuasion check.
8. I'm going to use my inspiration for that one.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
21.
Okay, better.
All right. I'll take it. That's better.
You see the smirk and the sort of like face sort of turn upside down. Like the eyes are at the bottom and the smile is at the top.
And she describes that to Erwin, who was most likely jotting everything down.
Writing that down.
You said something different the last time we spoke.
Well, as I'm sure you're well aware by now, interacting with people, I can't quite recall what I said last. What did I say?
And suddenly the shadow vanishes.
And she kind of blinks and like looks around.
You don't know what just happened. You don't remember what you just saw or why we're stood here in the middle of the path.
Yeah, she kind of looks around confusedly.
Yeah, like I'm standing there. I'm like, is there a spider on me? Like, is there like a
bug writes down the word spider.
She's gonna genuinely look over Eileen because she just thinks maybe this is why we stopped. And does she see a spider on her?
Your passive perception. You notice a No, there's no spider.
I don't see any spiders, no. Is that why we stopped?
I don't know why we stopped.
Can we remember that we were, like, recording things for this exact situation?
Well, I mean, you were looking down at the page and just listening to me.
You're, like, holding your journal.
You have your journal in your hand with your pencil.
Right.
And
I'm looking at it, I guess. I guess.
Assumedly, Arwen wasn't... Because Arwen wasn't looking at the thing. Arwen was just writing down what Miara was saying.
But, as you sort of look down at your page, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, Arwen.
Indomitable. Wait. Do I get to know if it fails? Yes.
Wait, Indomitable, what does Indomitable say? It says, you can re-roll a saving throw that you fail. So 12 would fail.
Re-rolling.
Yeah, hell yeah!
I love when Indomitable comes in clutch.
You see words on your page, sort of like scattered. All the letters sort of like look like they're flipping upside down, turning left and right. And you're like, why can't I read this? I know it's ink. And then you realize this is just ink. It just needs to stay in one spot. And almost as if like your mind sort of wills it, you begin to read words that you used to describe what you see a recount. You don't remember exactly what had happened just a few moments ago, but you see a recount that's presumably written by you.
Guys, I wrote this at some point.
Maybe that's what just happened.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't remember why we stopped.
Assumedly, it mentions... I'm assuming you would have read it out loud to us.
Yeah.
It mentioned what I said.
Oh, if you're reading it out loud, those listening have to roll a wisdom save as well.
Oh, gosh.
Great.
Okay.
I wonder what I'm gonna get. Wow, I only rolled a 6 originally.
Both of you hear and see Arwen talking. You don't understand what she's saying.
Oh my god, we're never gonna leave.
Her brows kind of furrow.
How do we get out? We don't know.
She's like her brows furrow, and she's gonna look towards Eileen and then back to Arwen.
Arwen, I need you to be as serious as you possibly can right now.
We're fucked.
Okay. All right. That's all I needed to hear. So, you can read whatever you wrote? Okay. Is it good or is it bad?
To me it seems bad, like very bad.
Okay. Awesome.
Wonderful.
Did it do anything? I mean, you don't have to tell me exactly what it did, but did it try to attack us?
Not necessarily.
Okay. But it did do something.
It did. Like, basically mocked us, but that's about it.
So it's not hostile as far as we can tell. Yes.
It's sentient enough
Not
to
yet.
mock us, but it didn't directly attack us, only insulted us, apparently.
Kinda.
I'm also foreseeing if we do have to fight it. How do you fight something that you don't remember? Like if you... This is hard. Arwen, were you looking at the journal while you were writing it all down?
Yes.
And were we looking at it?
I I think you guys were
Never
looking at-
mind. This is useless. Okay. We just know that it's not super hostile yet. But it is following us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, it's something to be wary of.
Okay. Is there any other failsafe that we can, like, build into our walk? Maybe whatever we did last time seemed to work, except we can't interpret whatever Arwen's saying or reading.
Can you ever, though?
I haven't looked at your writing much, Arwen. I can't say one way or another.
If you're trying to read the journal,
I would be curious too if I could. Like, can Miara just shuffle over and kind of look over Arwen's shoulder?
it'll be a bunch of jumbled letters and strange symbols. Similar to the professor's name that you saw in the other journal.
Yeah, just so a shared wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to try and get another crack at looking at the name of the professor, or would it still have the same wisdom save of it's garbage to my eyes?
You can try, but I'll say your chances are not high. But you are Miara, I guess, so maybe your chances are decent.
I do have a plus 11 to wisdom saves.
We'll see what you get.
Okay. 28.
It's not enough.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay. I probably would have had to have gotten a 19 to get a 30 is what I'm guessing.
That's very high.
That's a very high save. She kind of just nods to herself and puts the book away. This will be challenging.
All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let's see. I'm going to place my hand on my ear whenever I see it. So if I look away and my hand is on my ear, we know that we saw it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
I think everyone should do that. Unless, Arwen, you're writing things down, in which case don't worry about it.
It requires 2 hands.
Just throw an extra.
Don't worry about the ear thing if you're writing things down.
Okay.
But just keep that in mind. If you see my hand on my ear and nobody knows why, we know why.
Should I write that down?
No, you're fine. Unless you'll
No,
forget.
but maybe I should, because what if you forget?
Okay, write it down.
And I will, for the sake of it, I will do that.
Just in case, you know? Okay. I was like waiting for Arwen/Taylor to finish writing it down like physically, and I'm like, wait, this is a mind space. We can continue now.
Yeah, please give me time to write down.
All right. I guess we continue.
Okay. You're getting to the point where it's getting dark and all that stuff. Would you like to press on during the night, or would you like to take a rest somewhere? Or unless this is the last day already, and I miscounted, and I'm
fairly certain this is the...
It's the half day, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the half day next time.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait,
half day next time.
Half day next time? Okay.
Yes.
So we need to rest.
So we need to rest first and then get there.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I got confused myself.
Same.
So yes, you're free to take another rest at some point. Right now, perhaps?
Rest.
Yeah, rest and watch.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're keeping the hand on ear rule.
Hand on ear rule.
Yep, I wrote it down. Keeping it.
Okay. You spend the evening very spooked out by your forgetfulness and this random creature that seems to be aware of you. You do not see anything in the evening.
That you can recall.
That you can recall.
And nobody during the night puts their hand to their ear?
Doesn't seem like it.
I wonder what you told them, Miara. Like, wait, we don't know that.
You don't know that.
We don't know.
Out of character. I wonder what happened.
I wonder what we were talking about. I'm assuming we were talking with this.
I wonder.
But it's the protector of the witch, right?
It is. I wonder if it had a voice.
I guess maybe we'll find out this time, or maybe not. But the witch is very powerful, as far as I can tell, based on her brightness.
Which means we'll have to be very careful. How bright is the witch compared to Meyer?
Pretty bright.
Hold on. Let me see.
Because the witch is in, like, the upper echelon.
Her brightness is roughly the same as Meyer.
Okay. But we also know that brightness is determinant not only on rank, but also on devotion.
Yes.
It's a mixture of devotion and power. So you could be very powerful and low devotion and still be a bright dot. You could also have very high devotion and low power and still be a bright dot. It just sort of depends on the individual.
Because what I'm guesstimating is it's probably about even for Meyer in power and devotion, but this witch, I'm guessing, has existed for a lot longer than these goings on. Just from what I can vaguely guesstimate about the witch, I wouldn't be surprised if hers is mostly fueled into power in regards to what is like percentile more into power is what I'm guessing.
Ariane, are you doing anything in the morning? Maybe like reading over your notes again?
Well, have I forgotten them?
You can still read them.
Okay, I will read them.
Kind of reading through them. And you notice there's something on the other side of the page that you've written on, like the next page over.
The page.
Ow.
You flip the page over, and you see this, like, smirk. Like a drawing of a smirk.
Oh.
Smile.
Smile?
I don't really smile.
And can Miar infer that she's looking at her journal, and if so, can Miar see what's on the page?
You can see what's on the page.
Her brother immediately going to a bit. And that doesn't remind her of anything, does it?
No.
That is a rather eerie depiction.
Yeah. Oh.
You haven't seen anything that might have brought this to you before?
I don't know.
So this just appeared in your journal.
Well, maybe it's from me writing things down recently?
That's what I was assuming and hoped. I don't know how to feel about this. But at least we have some sort of visual. You've been doing good work in this, Salmon. As disturbing as the results might be.
Yeah. I don't draw good, sorry.
I meant disturbing purely in the content matter itself.
I suppose that is kind of disturbing, isn't it?
If this is in relation to the monster, if we're going to keep calling it that, I don't like that this is the type of expression on its face.
I don't like it either.
Does the smirk look amused? Does it look mischievous? Or does it look menacing?
You can do maybe like an insight check.
Okay.
Based on Arwen's drawing.
Ow!
Based on Arwen's drawing.
Arwen's not a good drawer.
Arwen is not a good drawer, and I warned you.
Would Eileen have come over and looked at it? Because Miara was able to see it.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the drawing of a smirk.
I do not have an advantage.
23 nonetheless. It's a little bit hard to interpret for you, Miara. Part of your logical mind is like, this is just a drawing. I don't even know if this will accurately depict what kind of smile, or if the creature does have a smile. You're not certain. Eileen, on the other hand, it's almost sort of like an expression that you've seen a few times before. A lot of people that you've seen sort of like come in and out of the Mark of the Crow have had this expression on their face, sort of like, I have power, but also there's part of me that's in pain.
Interesting.
That's so sad.
I relay that to the crew.
Have we considered whether it wants to be here?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was just someone captured or forced to do things against its will. That really isn't surprising.
Perhaps, if we encounter it again, we should ask whether it wants to be here.
You also have to keep in mind that people who want power and desire power are usually because they had something terrible to happen to them, and they want to have some sort of power to bridge it, to get above whatever horrible thing that they're running away from.
True.
And sometimes people really fall in love with that. They really love that power.
Oh, we won't know until we ask it.
Right. Okay. Next time we see it, we'll ask.
Arwen writes that down.
After all,
Good job, Arwen.
Thank you. I'm doing my best.
Not everything it has encountered it has killed, to our knowledge. After all, we know from other accounts that someone had to know before we did.
There's also the possibility that we can show them the journal and be like, do you know where this wizard is? Because if they are the wizard, Or if they know of them, maybe that'll trigger something.
Very well might. Although, if one of us spoke to it, I don't know why we would not have mentioned it to them already.
That's true.
Well, I suppose it depends on how they approached us. We very well might not have. It is confusing not knowing what you have and have not said.
Right, because we could have said, really horrible things, and then the next time we say super nice things, and then the next time they know everything about us, and it's unnerving.
I think we just continue on. Go with the ear trick of putting your hand to your ear if you are encountering it, so that you know once it is gone. And
Okay.
at least when I next speak with it, I'm going to ask if it does truly want to be here, or if it is trapped.
I like this. This is a good plan. And Arwen, you just keep writing everything down.
Balloon it.
Balloon?
Balloon.
There's a balloon? Arwen! Arwen! Are you daydreaming?
Daydreaming?
Or do you actually see a balloon?
I didn't say balloon.
It sounded like you said balloon.
I didn't say that, but I actually don't remember what I said.
Oh, shit. Maybe
I actually didn't say balloon.
It was just here.
Affecting me IRL. Oh, goodness.
Alright, anyway, we can move forward.
Okay. Do you transform into the squad? Or do you continue in your...
That is a good question.
Because it's very mountainous, right? And it's probably half a day if we're the squad.
Flying, yeah.
It might be a lot longer if we're walking.
Yeah, I think being the squad might be a good idea.
We can still communicate with each other as squads.
Yeah.
So we can kind of scope it out from up above
For sure.
before we land.
And it lessens the chance of the thing getting irritated with us and trying to murder us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we go squad, and I lose my 8th level spell slot.
Okay.
We
Okay.
zoom.
You
Zoom.
zoom to the sky. And as you're sort of flying, everything's still black and white. Very strange times. You'll notice, as you're sort of flying, soaring, the shadows that your eagle forms are making on the ground seem to, move and shift together to form into one blob.
Ooh, it's a shadow monster.
Yeah.
Literally made of shadow.
That is unsettling.
Very much so.
I write it down.
In
You are a
bird
bird.
form.
What a bird.
I get with beak. I have beak.
You can write it down when we land, assuming you remember.
And sort of suddenly you notice the shadow sort of forming 2 eyes and a smirk.
Oh my god.
I don't like it.
I really don't like this squaw.
Like, well, Arwen is offended.
And so we could visibly see the smirk down there?
You can see it.
So long as it doesn't get closer, I suggest we merely keep watching, Squawh'd.
Sad squaw noises.
You'll get multiple instances of deja vu as you blink and look down again, as you see the monster again, the creature. Sometimes you repeat some conversations that you had before, like we should just keep an eye on it as we go along.
Oh boy.
But
because as soon as we look away, we forget, right? That's the thing.
Yeah. You eventually, at some point, sort of like don't realize, but the shadow below you has disappeared. And I don't think, unless you're trying to keep your eyes open for a very long time, which flying through the sky, I mean, it's not impossible.
I don't think we would. We would probably we would probably blink at some point.
Yeah. You'll see an opening in the mountains. And by opening, I mean sort of like this patch of grassy area that seems to have some sort of like rocky formation in the center of it, with a sort of dirt path leading into it.
Should we land at like the base of the path? You think?
Miara is muted if they're trying to talk.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, let's land at like the base of the path leading into probably the grove.
Yeah.
You look around and you'll see lots of different flowers, actually. Very different types of species and such. But the most prominent, and almost as if this was sort of made or designed to look like this, there's lots of bright red poppies that stick out in this field.
Oh.
Drama initiate.
That is to say,
like,
red is the only color that you can see right now.
Oh my god, that's rough.
Yeah, Miara visibly bristles a bit at the sight of the flowers. Because the party didn't see what she did in the underground marketplace.
I'm trying to remember, we saw the merchant. I don't know if we even saw the flower. We may have seen the flower, but not known anything about it.
Yeah, she walked by, saw them, chatted with them a bit, and then left to go find the party in a visibly bad mood.
Yeah,
but you guys wouldn't have seen her just talking with the merchant.
Yeah.
And then when you guys were outside, she went, "I'm gonna be right back," and went and just freaking gassed the place with them.
God, that was such a brutal. Oh my god, you're like, I'm gonna cast bubble on myself. Okay, I'm gonna gas everyone. It's like, holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna block off the exit.
I know you blocked off the exit.
So, well, no, she blocked off the illusory exit, not so that people couldn't get out, because most people probably didn't know about that exit, but so that the fog couldn't get out through it. She was preventing it from getting out and spreading further, because she knew there was a lot of it. And then she knew that they could get out through that one doorway, and then they could close it behind them. And look! Contained smoke!
Wow.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I'm so excited! Okay.
I'm excited and terrified. But yeah, visibly Miara is just bristled, and like her expression has dropped into this just screwed up expression, not like messed up, but like tight expression of just a frown, trying to keep herself contained in this moment, seeing all these flowers.
Just pretend it's not so colorful and pretty.
They're all like grayed out and stuff, but they were probably pretty at some point. But we're aware that Miara Miara's family was like killed by some sort of bad poisonous flower thing, right?
I believe she mentioned that.
Okay. I believe so too. I was just making sure that that was something that we knew. Party knowledge. Okay.
And we're down here, yes?
Yes, down here.
Okay. Bloop. Miara,
Yes.
how are you doing?
About as well as you can likely think I'm doing.
Right. Are these the flowers?
These are cristatus flowers, yes, Leah?
These are
Or
not.
are these just poppins?
These are not cristatus.
These are not. But the fact that there's such a large volume of flowers in a garden where I know that certain flower comes from is not a reassuring or pleasant thing for me.
Is there anything that we can do to help you right now as we enter this area? Do you want us to hold you back? Do we want you to just unleash hell? What would you like us to do?
I would like to approach this diplomatically, at least at first.
Right.
Don't let me get too far right away.
Okay. As much diplomacy as we can manage.
To start,
Just for probably information, right?
she just kind of nods.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. You just let us know if you need anything. Or if you're like, hold me back, bitch. And just like, okay, I'll hold you back. If you're trying to send a message.
I was just trying to imagine Miara saying that.
I know. I've never even heard Miara like say any sort of profanities, so I feel like that would be a really funny moment.
I don't think she's cursed once in this entire campaign.
Hold me back, bitch.
Yeah, are you feeling well?
I guess
That's usually my line.
I guess Miara's leading the way. We're going out.
Okay, I'm following shortly behind.
As you sort of walk up,
Uh-oh.
the shadow of the giant rocky formation in front of you seems to get larger and larger each step you take closer to it.
She's going to stare at it very intently with this frown. You what we've been seeing and forgetting?
You don't hear or see any response.
She's going to frown for a moment and then merely keep going forward.
Okay. Yeah, the shadow gets bigger and bigger.
You're seeing this as well, Arlene?
Yep.
Wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. She keeps getting closer.
Either we're all seeing the same thing or we're all going crazy with the same dream. Either is possible.
As you get to about there of the path, the shadow begins to take a shape, a form. 2 eyes and a smirk.
She's going to narrow her eyes a bit. Have you been observing us then?
The mouth sort of goes, "Why are you here?"
I'm here to see the witch that I know is here.
Why do you wish to see the witch?
She tilts her head a bit. I heard that she was the person who made a plant that interests me.
Do you understand what will happen if you continue?
I know that this witch is powerful, but I also know that if you are who I believe you to be, you are her defender. My question, though, are you here of your own choice?
I have devoted myself to my lady.
Was that your choice? Or a choice made for you?
A choice that I very willingly made.
Her brows kind of raise a little bit. Not necessarily out of surprise, but out of a huh. So, it was not incorrect for me to hear you referred to as her pet.
Ooh, that's a deep cut. Well done, Miara.
I will endure any abuse. Names do not mean anything to me.
When you were described to me by the one who told me the witch is here, they did not tell me you had sentience, only that the witch had a pet preventing anyone from entering her garden, and that the pet was rather elusive. I am not the one who gave you that name, and I was not the one bringing it as an insult to you immediately. I am simply repeating what I heard.
If you are not here to aid my lady, then it would be in your best interest to leave.
And why would your lady require aid?
The sorrow that she feels cuts far deeper than you can imagine.
Well, that's certainly something to say to Miara.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A sorrow brought about by what?
Roll a persuasion check.
Yay, I'm not the greatest in persuasion. No.
You seem like you have come here with your own personal endeavors, selfish endeavors. I cannot seem to find a reason to let you pass.
My endeavors, I reassure you, aren't selfish. My endeavors are not for my own benefit. You say that she has experienced sorrow and is currently experiencing sorrow. I know she is ageless, but not immortal. Her sorrows cannot be so unimaginable. And she should know that she is not the only one dealing with sorrows, especially not when she has caused many.
You truly do not understand.
How can I understand when she hides away and her pet does not think it well to instruct others in her sorrow? You say that she requires help, yet you don't elaborate in how she might be helped. You say that she has sorrow unimaginable. We know nothing of it. Why should we feel sympathy for someone who sorrows despite causing many others to have unimaginable sorrow?
As you sort of saying these things, you realize the eyes and the smirk in the shadow. You realize that there seems to be something akin to tears sort of falling down from the eyes.
Oh,
Shadow Crow.
Oh no, boo hoo.
This is gonna be sad.
They keep talking about sorrows, but they aren't saying what they're sad about.
You need to just go in.
But seeing the tears, she's going to take a step closer. Are your tears your own or hers?
They are hers.
And yet I am no closer to knowing why she cried.
Offered help. Offered help.
Unfortunately,
I already kind of did, and I rolled a 7.
That's true. That's true.
though my memories are of my ladies, I am not permitted to speak of them. The shadow sort of like begins to almost like collect and form together into a smaller bundle.
Huh.
And they sort of become a figure that somewhat resembles humanoid shape. What you see is this.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh boy. Very, very interesting.
You say that she requires help, and yet when a group of adventurers like us arrive at your door, having not shown any hostility, having not attacked you, at least that we can recall, would turn us away.
That is because every person that I have let through so far has caused her more sorrow.
And you are so certain that the world is filled with people who would increase her sorrow?
Not that I expect you to, just that everyone that has gone through has.
And what has happened to those people?
You spoke to me of a journal that you carried with you.
Okay. Apparently, Nyara was a bit of a blabbermouth before. Okay.
You can tell me if I'm being, a bit too much for your character, but
I just don't know why she would have directly mentioned the journal.
You did mention that you had the journal of like a wizard that showed up here, and you were asking about the wizard.
Did I?
I thought you did.
No.
The
I
Red
thought
Eye
it was
Researcher?
in this recent conversation.
Oh, yeah.
If I was asking about the journal, I was asking about it to you guys, not to the shadow.
Very
Oh,
well.
okay. I didn't hear the journal part, but you did mention the wizard. But anyway.
The person that she was talking about that we heard of this from was not the wizard. She was talking about our good old broker friend.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about Mr. Nameless man that we had to jump through hoops to get a visit with.
But I'm curious. He knows about the journal. I want to know more.
If I did, I cannot recall. Was he set free, or was he otherwise fated?
He was one that went to the witch's garden.
And you cannot tell me more about his fate.
I cannot.
Is it your own lack of will, or her?
I am bound by specific rules.
Ask if he's the wizard.
Just one. Are you able to tell me if he left?
He did not leave.
Did you know him?
No. Unless knowing someone is knowing someone as well as I know you.
Does anyone leave the garden?
Some have.
I wonder who's allowed in.
That's a very good question. Is her sorrow something that can be fixed?
Oh, sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
Is her sorrow something that can be fixed?
I certainly hope so.
Yet you don't know how.
I have an idea of how.
And what if I said we would be willing to assist in this?
I cannot enter the garden.
We make a mad dash in.
And you are not able to tell me this idea before I enter. If I am allowed. Basically, like, she's just trying to add, I'm not just gonna bum rush it in, but like, on the chance that I enter, you're not allowed to tell me before I go in. That's what she's trying to say there.
I believe my lady will tell you herself.
And will you allow us to go and hear it from her ourselves?
The shadow looks at everyone present. In all my encounters, only you have spoken. Why is that?
There's just a faint little smile on her face.
We're special.
Well, one important detail, I don't know as quite as able to read lips as myself. But on a more serious note, violence is not my preferred means of finding resolution. I've experienced much death and pain in my life based around violence or the seeking of it. I am a keeper of the land, and I merely want the land to be safe. All its inhabitants. And that includes ones that don't enjoy revealing secrets much.
The shadow sort of remains there, standing.
Have we heard this entire conversation?
Yeah.
I'm sure we've been like blinking throughout it though. Like
I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure Arwen's keeping a transcript.
Yep, wrote that down. Yep.
Miara's like eyes are turning red and are starting to water.
I simply hope that you are enough.
One can't know until they try.
Do not abuse her like the others have.
Oh, Miara is a ball of emotions right now.
Oh my goodness. I bet there's so much conflict right now. We don't know the full story. But it's also like there's not really an excuse either. So
no.
We need to find out. We need to find out.
Yeah, I'll take a singular step closer, but it's a very like calm, slow step. And very telegraphed. Are we free to pass then?
You verbally don't hear anything. The shadow does not move.
She will take another step. And then she will move as if to walk past him very casually and calmly, but watching him for any sign that he will stop her.
As you get close, the shadow seems to use the hands to reach into itself. One of their hands. Do you react in any way?
Reach into itself?
Mm-hmm.
She will stop, but she won't make any aggressive movements, and she'll tilt her head a bit at it.
The shadow takes out a red poppy and hands it to you.
Just a normal poppy?
Mm-hmm.
So not danger flower?
Well, you can roll a nature check.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
It's an ordinary poppy.
It's an ordinary poppy? Okay, she'll take it. She won't look at it, except for a brief moment of making sure that it's not Cristatus. And then she'll look back to it curiously.
Take that with you, the shadow says.
Is it for her or a son?
It is a sign that you are there to help.
She'll hold the flower close to her chest and then walk the rest of the way in.
Okay. As you see Miara walk under the rock formation, she seems to just slowly turn transparent and fade.
Oh, gee. That's cool. Miara's dead. Time to re-roll a new character.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yay! Pull out a folder.
The file
Well,
cabinet.
that was Miara's arc, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the...
Wow, that was such a cool arc.
Wow.
Poof. Okay. I'm going to approach over here. Not going to get super close.
Okay.
Because are we allowed to accompany her? Not that I can read lips.
The shadow doesn't seem to move their lips.
Right. I don't really want to fuck it up. You know, maybe somehow she can talk to it. Should we just wait until we hear violence or not violence? But she kind of disappeared. Maybe she's not even on this plane.
The shadow
She's probably not on this plane.
begins walking towards you, Eileen.
I kind of do the classic like Studio Ghibli bristle where it's just like the fear bristle that goes it's just like
You see it reach into itself and pull out a puppy to hand to you.
thank you. I take the poppy.
It does the same for Arwen and Shanaria.
Thank you.
I'm gonna walk towards the
And then, as it walks past everyone, it turns into this big, scary shadow.
I don't believe you. I'm not looking behind my shoulder though. I'm not looking. Okay, I'm entering now.
I do just not like the description of the pet was the witch has a pet that prevents anyone from entering her garden and that you must defeat this pet.
We defeated it emotionally. So
it got worn down by Miara's rant.
Fine, I'll let you in if you just stop talking. Everybody else just attacks. Just stop. I don't want to talk about it, okay? I'm sure if we fuck it up though, the shadow will be like, yeah, no, you're done.
You find yourselves in a magical place. If the area outside felt magical, everything had a magical presence. Everything here, beautiful landscapes, trees, bushes, a nice river flowing through the area. You breathe in, and everything feels good.
Until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't. The illusion is revealed to you when it's actually a spooky gray forest with... no, actually, strangely enough, you see color here. You see all the vibrant colors that you've been missing for the past week. Well, almost a week.
This has to be on a different plane, right? I mean, it's not affected by the monochromatic shit.
Either that or something here and a devotion to The cause has granted her the allowance to have color here.
Perhaps she's protected from it.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I think we need to find out a little bit more about what's going on here.
As the sort of like gentle wind hits your bodies, you hear a soft voice that is brought with it. You mustn't stay here. You must leave, red poppies. Leave.
Ooh.
Was she referring to us as red poppies? As in, like...
Well, that's what you hear.
The only kind of people coming in? Okay.
You were provided with red poppies as you entered.
And why must we leave?
You will die.
Why will we die?
You then hear sobbing, like somebody crying.
Boy.
Also, I just realized there's a spell that I forgot to change. I haven't been changing my spells. Can I just quickly change one spell?
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay. Okay. And we hear the sobbing just omnipresent around us, or?
Yeah, it's like omnipresent. It's like echoing in your minds. But the area around you, you realize, is not stable. It's sort of like everything shifts and moves and adjusts itself. And you notice a cobblestone path beginning to reveal itself from where you guys entered.
Yeah, we'll follow this path.
As you follow along the path, eventually you arrive at a very cozy looking cottage out in a field, a grassy field, surrounded by sunflowers. You can see in the chimney of the cottage, there appears to be a flame that is currently lit in the fireplace.
And had we noticed any other flowers as we went? Because we know it's a garden.
You've noticed some dandelions, some roses. No dangerous flowers or plants.
Okay. Gotcha. As they arrive at this cabin, I assume there's probably windows, but she's just going to go and knock at the door.
As you go and knock at the door, you hear footsteps approach as the door opens. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Rage.
Oh my god.
I am honestly surprised we didn't invite the Shadow Man.
That's not to say we won't.
I mean, you could have.
We could have, but, we were going for diplomacy. Diplomacy seemed to work. I think it was more a matter of, wearing down their emotional barrier. Because I feel like most people who come here are either give me a thing. demanding and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, no, you can fuck off, and then they'll just like murder them. Or scary, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna leave now, bye. And then they turn around and forget everything. So
yeah, because like Miara's goal isn't to take anything, she's just wanting to wipe out the Crustatus population.
No, low key, stop whatever the hell the witch is doing. I mean, I'm really curious about the sorrow, though.
Like, obviously, yes, if the witch is doing even more bad things, then we want it to stop. But, like, if the witch turns out to be nice and just kind of forced into things, first of all, that would mean that their devotion would be very low, which means that their power is very high. Second of all, Miara understands sad. She spent the last decent while being sad.
No.
It's only been 6 months since the source of the sad.
That's a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
if things go poorly, if things go poorly, Miara has no hesitation to just freaking end the situation and stop it from happening to other people.
I think it's going to be an unfortunate mixture of just like, I feel for you, I really, really do, but like, damn, your response to grief is a bad one.
Hey, your response to grief is everyone else gets to suffer with me, which is not good.
Yeah, but we don't know the source of the grief, and we don't know what they're trying to accomplish with the Crustatus either. You know, like it could be something extremely bad for the cult. It could be something that's trying to, I don't know, prevent.
Yeah, doesn't care what they're trying to do with the Crustatus. The Crustatus has to go.
I know.
The Crustatus killed her children.
I understand. I understand. I get it. I'm just trying to, like, whatever the Crustatus is for, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, no. It's gonna go. She is going to do her druid thing, turn into a fire elemental, and burn it all.
Nice. I love it.
Or use some other form of fire to just death.
Well,
death,
in that case, we'll say goodbye to the recording. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.